going on, y'all? Welcome back to the chaos. So Paul and I've got together today to find out for once and for all whose Mustang is louder. Sadly, I think it's his, but we're getting a little scientific. So obviously by the trained ear, you know, I genuinely think his is louder, but I want to know just by how much. So I've got a 2000 New Edge Mustang GT, and we have very similar setups. So I've got cams on mine, not exactly sure of the spec, but cams, full exhaust, long tubes, off-road H, and I threw the SLP catback on there. And then what's your setup, Paul?
So I've got Detroit Rocker cams on there, BBK long tube, BBK Catless X, and then exits through Borla attacks.
Yep. So a little bit different setup. So the sound should be a little different because he's got the X, I got the H. So, and I've never actually heard, I don't think, them side by side, well, especially these two cars, but just in general, H versus X. I've always felt like I've, you know, just from hearing clips online, I've always kind of leaned towards the H, but...
Yeah, I kind of favor that myself too, but, you know, I got what I got.
But I'll be curious to hear the difference today in person, back to back. So, unfortunately, my car has already been, I had to drive over here to Paul, so I don't get a cold start, so, but I want to see just where this is about to max out on Paul's Bullet. So let's go ahead and get him a cold start, and like I said, we're getting scientific, so we've actually got, Paul picked up a decibel meter, and we're gonna set that up and get a true reading of exactly how loud this car is. So it wakes the neighbors, I know that much. So let's see what it reads. Well, now that we can hear each other again, he topped out at 112 on the decibel meter. So looking up kind of like a point of reference. So you're in between a car horn and a jet takeoff. So 112, because I think 110 is a car horn and 120 is a jet taking off. So he's kind of right in the middle of that. That's wild. So unfortunately, I don't think I can beat it. But like I said, we're gonna measure it out. We're gonna get the cars all nice warmed up, not cold start. So I want to see, you know, we'll run through different RPM levels and see if at any point in the RPM range I can top that. So we're gonna get the cars warm and then we'll get scientific on y'all. We found a nice secluded spot so that way we hopefully don't piss anybody off, but we're trying to be as scientific about this as possible. So we got the cars right now just kind of staged, taking pictures, just kind of, this is the first time these cars have actually been side by side, met each other, so they look really good together. Kind of makes me sad. That's what Paul's like, don't do it, don't sell it, but that's another story. I got too many cars, but we're gonna line these up and we're trying to make them equidistant as possible. So we're gonna put the decibel meter dead center of the exhaust tips, so that way hopefully get a true reading from side to side. So from, you know, whoever goes first, but then we're gonna do 3 sets of tests. We're gonna go to 2,500, like a sustained RPM at 2,500 RPM. Then we'll do a 4,000 and then give it the beans, give it all she's got, and see what we can max the meter out at. But
Max loud.
yeah, max loud, exactly. So I guess I'll go first because, you know, I want to build the suspense because I already know Paul's gonna just blast my eardrums out. So I'll start first. We're gonna get the cars set up. Like I said, we're making everything all nice and even, get everything so that way it's a true test from side to side. Who's gonna be the loudest? Let's get set up. All right, Paul, what's the verdict?
What'd you say?
He's deaf. We spiked at a whopping
129.
Yeah, baby. So I think what was 120 was a airplane taking off, or like a jet taking off. So yeah. I'll take that. So now I don't think I can compare, but we're gonna find out exactly how much louder. So I'm pumped on the 129 because like I wanted max loud, and I feel like I'm happy for what it is. So
I mean, it sounds great.
That's what. Is there any rasp to it, or is it just like it's
clean?
Like,
it's clean. It's deep.
Okay, because that's the thing. I might have to have you rev it before we get out of here, but yeah, I'm pumped. So 129, I'll take that number. So let's see. Paul's up next. Let's see what he's got. Yeah.
It's closer than I thought.
It's a lot closer.
Right.
Dude, that's a lot closer than I really thought. Like, we're only, what, 3 decibels off?
Yeah.
That's wild. Because, I mean, in person, like you said, Jesus, my ears are ringing. That's insane. Because, yeah, standing directly behind it, probably not a good idea. Not recommended, but... Oh, my God, it's loud. But that's crazy. I thought he was going to be 10 decibels easy above me. So, that's awesome. I'm impressed. I mean, like, are you impressed? Or you?
Yeah,
you're like,
I'm
that's
honestly like pleasantly surprised. I'm glad. I'm happy for you, actually.
That was my goal, because the minute I heard his car, I was like, God dang it, my car's not loud enough. So I'm playing catch up, but so it's not quite there, because like the lower RPMs are what you definitely have me. So it's not until like my car has to be max loud to even come close. So all the other rev range, he's got me, because I think the 4,000 RPM was like sustained around like 112.
Okay.
So yeah, but I can't touch you until I'm like maxed out, but that's fine. Paul's the hands down champ. I figured it would that be the case, but this car is bad, really bad. Yeah. Oh, let me catch my earring back and we'll catch up with y'all. We're gonna take some more pictures and stuff, but man, I'm pumped on my car. And since we're out here, like I was saying, I've never actually heard my own car, and Paul's never heard his car either. So we're gonna swap places. I'm not gonna beat on his, so I'll let him do that. But I at least want to hear my car. Yeah. Beat each other off? What? No. Yeah, let's jump in the cars and see what I want to hear for myself. It's loud. It's a different tone. I don't really know how to explain it. Like it's different. So, cause I'll let Paul hop out here in a second and explain the differences, but cause I know my car is a 2-valve, and again, we just have different setups. So I've got like the Mac long tubes, Mac off-road H, and then the SLP catback, but they're definitely, I feel like they're very different tones. And like I was trying to explain to them, like I don't really know, I don't know if mine's like a touch deeper.
It is. I think so.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll hop in yours and you can be the determining factor, but they're definitely, yours is way louder. Like yours is just like ear piercing. Mine's just like, I mean, the decibel meter doesn't lie, but just your actual like real life, how it feels. Paul's was about to blow me out the out the cul-de-sac out here, and mine was like, yeah, that sounds pretty good. But yeah, Paul, hands down champ. But I do like the sound of mine. This thing is a certified race car. Jeez, dude. It just sounds like sitting in the cockpit of this car, it's just different. It just hits different. But yeah, it's got a different tone to it. Like I feel like it's a little higher pitched. Not much, which is a little higher pitch to it, but it's just, it screams. And then when you get up in the higher RPMs, like it just wants to hang there. Like this thing's a beast. A beast. How much horsepower do you think this thing has?
I think they dynoed it 460, 480, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it's spicy. I'm gonna have Paul actually take it up the street here, because just so that we can see like what it sounds like on a takeoff. That's my car. That, okay, I like that. To me, and unless I'm linked up with Paul, nobody's ever gonna know that Paul's gonna drown me out. So I like that. That sounds really good. It's got, oh, those pops and gurgles on the decel. Oh, perfect. Love it.
flip so I can hear maybe the supercharger ones.
Oh, yeah. Well, Paul, that's a wrap. I kind of knew yours was going to be louder or whatever, but I was, again, impressed that mine got as close. Closer than I definitely thought. But Paul actually kind of wants to quiet his down just a little bit. Not too much, but it's one of those where, like, it screams. So when he goes to leave the neighborhood, the whole place knows. His neighbor knows exactly every move he makes. So yeah, that's not always a good thing. But we're actually going to head back to Paul's house because I've unfortunately got a dragging caliper. So our rev battle is going to turn into trying to fix my car at the same time. So got to diagnose that. I'm hoping it's just like the little slide pin. Just needs some grease or something. That'll be best case scenario, but we'll head back to Paul's place and jump into that. But good job, Paul. Nice job on the rev battle. Winner chicken dinner. Like I said, today is all about science. So we found out the decibel level of our two cars. Now, like I said, I got a dragging caliper. So taking a heat gun to it, that's the easiest way to kind of, I mean, I already know it's dragging, but if you are trying to diagnose like a dragging caliper and trying to figure out exactly which one, if you can't pinpoint, take a heat gun to it. So we're trying to get a reading on the normal non-rubbing caliper versus the rubbing caliper. So the non-rub side is 70 on the caliper and 110 on the rotor.
Yep.
Versus
142 on the rotor on this side.
142 on the rotor itself on the dragging side and 90 to 95 on the caliper.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, that's an easy way to gauge your heat differences. If you're trying to figure out which caliper is actually dragging, a heat gun is the way to go. In my case, it wasn't very hard to figure out. One, I could hear it, but two, I swear I have white wheels. You wouldn't know it from this color. Paul and I've discovered that it's the caliper piston. They are fully pushed out and we cannot for love nor money get them pushed back in. So seized piston it is. So unfortunately I'm just gonna have to have a new caliper on this side. So we're gonna try to button it back up just enough to get me home, and then that'll be another project for another day, but not what I was hoping. I was really hoping it would be like those slide pins or just something that could be pretty easily greased up and on my way, but no such luck today. So you can tell the piston is slid out. This rubber boot that was on there, it was all crunchy and kind of stuck, but we cannot get those pistons retracted any farther than that. So like I said, we're just gonna try to button it back up, get me home, and then we're gonna have to have a brake job in a future video. Well, Paul, our rev battle was successful. The brake job, not so much. So it turns out, yeah, I need a caliper. So I mean, like once I order that, then we can do that. But yeah, that's kind of the way it goes. So there's always a little chaos involved in everything. That's how life is. So you just kind of figure out what the game plan is and move forward. So I'll get that caliper on order and we'll go from there.
I think the biggest takeaway from today is that you should keep that car and go big brake kit.
Is that what that's the car's way of telling me, like, you can't get rid of me, you got to upgrade me still? Like, there's things to do, yeah. So I don't know, but successful rev battle. I was happy with my car. Like I said, the results surprised me, so I was very shocked. Like, again, my car has to be pegged out screaming just to keep up with Paul's, but he's got me everywhere else in the rev range, and even like following him back to his house, like, that car sounds nuts. So I know mine doesn't sound like that, but like his acceleration, decels, he's got the whole gamut. That is a race car. But if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button. It really does help out. And here at the Chaos Car Club, we're exclusively unexclusive, so we love everything JDM, exotics, American muscle, you name it, we love it. It's got a motor, it's right up our alley. But thanks again for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.